Hey guys, it's Mike here over in Taiwan. I think that more and more I'm trying to find out, like about, not find out, but I'm finding that it's so important to keep your peace because the world is just so chaotic and there's all these things that want your attention. You got to go to work, you got to do that commute, you got to do that exercise. Exercise is kind of like a thing that people just kind of fall to the wayside. But there's like a lot of things that you have to do, pay bills, and there's all these things that kind of demand your attention. And you also have to take care of yourself too, right? Like I'm just finding more and more that people are tired. They don't have enough sleep. It's like they're almost like running on fumes. And when you don't have enough sleep, then you get really irritable. And it's kind of like they just have this expression on their face that you know that there's something wrong with their life, and you almost want to ask them like what's wrong. But especially in Taiwan, I feel like they keep it like really impersonal. I see some of the same people like all the time. I see the same cashier lady over at the 7-Eleven all the time. She actually not found me, but she actually talked to me, which I was really surprised about. And she said, "Oh yeah, you keep walking up here at like the same time and whatever." And I was like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Okay, cool." Yeah, it's weird. Like I had this coworker, and my coworker kind of stands out like a sore thumb because well, he's not Taiwanese and he's not Asian either. So and I messaged him. I like just asked him like what is he up to? What's he doing? But he didn't message me back. I think he's kind of like busy like doing something, some type of treatment. But I won't really go into that. Yeah, what I was saying about the anger thing and peace. That's like one thing like I'm really trying to figure out like right now. I do a little bit of like martial arts, but it's just kind of like on the side or whatever. And one thing that a lot of people, it's kind of like online that they argue about is, my martial art beats your martial art and blah blah blah. I finally found a video where this guy says it doesn't matter which one you do, just do it to the best of your ability. Because have like karate, you have like Thailand has like Muay Thai and stuff, and people are always like, well, 9 times out of 10 people are gonna fall to the ground when they go fight, right? And that's not necessarily true. You might have like some boxer, and then they, as soon as it's like fight time, like in a street fight, he's gonna go into his boxing stance. And I don't care, like if you're trying to get this guy to the floor, if he like punches you in the face, then and you just get knocked down, then the fight's over, right? So there's just so many ways that it can go. There's just so many scenarios and things that can happen. So it's probably better for you to stick to what you know. There's some martial arts that people they kind of don't really take seriously. There's like this one called Aikido, which is from Japan, and because they don't have any groundwork, because they don't have any punching and kicking, it's all about like redirecting energy. And I think that that martial art in particular has to undergo like a huge revamping of the way that people think about it, because in the beginning people are like, okay, well, we're going to use this to redirect energy to kind of make friends or whatever, and make it so so there's this one guy who I watch a lot, and he basically, the way that he fights with Aikido is that he does a lot of like throwing, and he'll actually do like what's called pressure testing, where he's fighting with somebody, and basically he'll do like stuff like he'll like get a hold of your body or your arm and throw you, or like get a hold of your head. It's kind of like a rule of thumb when you're fighting somebody. If you like move the head, then you move the body. Kind of more specifically, if you can get a hold of their nose or their ear or something. And I know that's kind of weird and specific, and nobody really wants to talk about that stuff because it's too kind of like close for comfort or anything. But the point is evolution, right? You don't want to like be the same thing and do the same things like all the time. I'm kind of not afraid, but I'm like thinking about like if I went back home like to Canada and was walking around, probably like nobody's gonna recognize me anyway because I haven't been back for a while or whatever. But it's kind of strange how people are just doing all the same things, and they've been doing the same things for like a really long time. And they haven't left, they haven't changed, they haven't worked on themselves. You know, if I could kind of turn back time, I would probably go more and just travel a lot more. I used to have this friend Mike, and I forgot what his last name was, and I probably wouldn't tell you what his last name was anyway. But he used to work for Air Canada. Maybe if he does still, he's like a air traffic controller. I don't know how the heck he got that job in his 20s, but he super has like connections and stuff. I think he just did a course or something. But he would always kind of brag about how he was traveling to all these different places and blah blah blah. And it was weird at that time, anyways. Like. I think I did ask him like once or twice, like, is there like some openings or whatever it is, and he didn't really get back to me. He was just kind of like, okay, well, maybe you can make your own connections. You don't have to go through me or whatever, which is fine. He just like politely refused because I don't know. He probably got his like uncle or his dad or something like to go get him that job over there. Any type of connections that I made over the past like 5 years, I'd probably say that I just, did it myself. The school that I work at, I just walked up there and I did it myself and went there. When I used to work in Taipei, I was working over like a private school. I don't even remember how the heck I got that job, but I think it was like point blank. I just like messaged somebody and they told me to come in and blah blah blah. And then it ended up that I was getting a full-time schedule like 2 days a week, which was really really cool. The buildings were really huge there. I know that basically all the parents of all the students there, they make a lot of money. I don't know what they're doing, but you always want to get into the back pocket of the people who are like making money. I was actually really interested in trying to get into part of a school over in a rich neighborhood over in Taipei. That kind of fell through though. The guy, he's like kind of getting really old, and I don't know if he's renting or something, but he gave up the spot that he had to just somebody who's got a school already, and they just basically need the space. So that kind of fell through. When you're talking about things in Taipei, or sorry, not Taipei, but in Taiwan, it's like they don't have enough room. There's always like franchises and stuff. Like the place that I used to work or live at, they have like a new coffee shop there, and I was really surprised about that. Because there's a lot of like sole proprietorships and like small businesses that are kind of failing. So there's always like room for somebody to like take it over. I could have actually had an English school like across from my house and like the place where I used to live at, where it's rains a lot, but I didn't take that chance either. The rent was not that expensive, and because I'm a native speaker, it's like kind of like easier. I could probably like get some more stuff, but I think I'm just trying to organize the things that I'm doing and like just get people to see what I'm doing. Maybe in the near future, I'm probably going to be like doing my own thing with like a school, but there's a lot of things to take into consideration, like when you're having a school, fire safety. You have to get like some type of connection with like the educational sector in your area or whatever, and there's also a business license. But like once you like get all those things, and once those things are all taken care of, I'd say for the most part people will leave you alone, and you can just focus on what you want to focus on, which is like making your own business. That's eventually, I think, the goal with a lot of people, what they should be doing in Taiwan, because like if you're just working for somebody, like your time is it's theirs, and they're leveraging you. And they'll get you to work as much as they want. I've seen people here like work like 12 hours a day, like 16 hours is like that's overkill. That's like basically you're working in a hospital or something. So guys, I hope this was useful for you. There's it's like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and I just want to kind of like put it out there, my thoughts, my ideas. And if you have any ideas of your own about what I'm talking about, then please leave them in the comments. I'll see you guys later. Bye for now.